my wife was pregnant with our second daughter, and I was in a financial bind, really bad. So I didn't know what to do. I was working part-time as a waiter. I worked at the post office in those days, in New Jersey Parcel Post in New York City, and so on and so forth. Anyway, so I was kind of at a loss. And there I was on 52nd Street between 8th and Broadway, and I turned around and there was a bronze plaque, and it said the American Academy of Dramatic Arts. Now I had been to I was a student at the Academy. I also worked as their stage manager for about a year in 1951. This was 1956. And I thought, hey, why not? So I got my courage up. I walked in, asked if I could speak to the head of the school, and asked if I could get a job as a director. And I had 2 credits that were strong enough, besides the directing in the Army Reserve. I had 2 credits that were strong enough, one in 55, one in 54, that she said, fine. So they put me to work as a director, directing examination plays. So apparently I was successful in directing the first 4 plays I did there. The head of the school, her name was Frances Fuller. She ran the school for many, many years, and she called me into the office, and she said, we would like you to teach. And to be very honest with you, I had a hearty laugh over that. And I said, there's no way I can teach. And she convinced me that teaching was very similar to directing, which I don't agree with that totally, but at the time it made sense to me. And I remember thinking, sitting in front of her desk, I can't really say no because I need the money. And I was pretty petrified, not as a director, because I had enough directing now that I felt fairly comfortable and confident, but as a teacher. And I didn't really know what to do or what to say. And I walked into my first classroom. It's very vivid to me still today. And in those few seconds, I had what is commonly referred to, the reason for this interview, is an epiphany. And something came into my mind. I don't know where it came from. I had no pre-thought I didn't think about it beforehand. I didn't prepare anything. But the epiphany occurred, and I said, out of my mouth came a statement that I have lived by, creatively, aesthetically, as a teacher, and as a director actually, but as a teacher, for the past 50-odd years. And it's been very successful for me. And that is, I said, quote, acting is a state of mind, end of quote. That made so much sense to me that was my epiphany that altered the entire course of my life creatively and personally and financially. It altered the entire course of my mind. Now, when you really consider that statement, you realize that it deviates to some extent from the conventional way that people approach acting. Most people approach acting as a technique, a methodology, a procedure, a process. I thought, no, it's a mentality, it's a state of mind. And that was the basis on which everything I've ever done since then, that's the basis on which I've put my entire career. That would apply to anything we do in life, that it all has to do with your mentality, of course. But what it did, it showed me, and I hope I can funnel it through to other people that work with me, study with me, and work out with me. It showed me and established the simplicity of what we do, or what actors do specifically. And simplicity doesn't mean easy. It can be very challenging to maintain simplicity. It can be extremely challenging, especially for adults. I work with child actors, for lack of a better term, and I've been working with a couple, 3 of them for the last several years who do brilliant work because their mentality is so clean and clear and childlike. They're children. And as they're getting older, the work is still there because that's the way they think. They think in it. It's a child. The ideal mentality for an actor is to have a childlike, innocent mentality. If it's about acting, if it's about approval or good or bad or right or wrong, if it's about presentation, if it's about accolade, then it can't be real. It just can't be. It can be partially real, but it can't be totally real. But if you play, the game, which is, even Daniel Day-Lewis calls it a game that we all play, and it's true. The audience plays it, and we play it. The people on screen, in front of a camera, at audition or in theater, play it, and it is. And you can work consciously with simple, common sense logic to develop through practice and exercise the mentality that's going to allow you to play this game on the highest level. It works. If it hasn't worked, if it didn't work, I could never have survived all these years. That's a long time, 50-odd years. And I hope I can keep doing it. Get some wood here.